If we keep on going outside of these boundaries of functionality, we are creating non-linear and linear effects we cannot control.
So Arend, today we'll be discussing sustainability of organisations. So the first question, how do you measure, map or predict sustainability of organisations?
Yes, how do I map it? Well, mapping or measurement needs to be done by observing if information is shared, is available and is used to control or predict sustainability and risk management. So it means that by copying nature, copying organisms, they interact always with the environment to enable to survive. Survival means that the information feedback, which is a positive feedback, which is amplifying, making it stronger, or negative feedback dampening effect, needs to be used to enable to stay within this equilibrium of operations. This is for an organism, and as a company organization is also a social organism or a social system of communication, they need to do the same thing. So information feedback, that means using all information, not just information that confirms purpose, but also information which not confirms purpose and should be allowed to be able to navigate.
So you mentioned navigating there and also steering with information. So what does steering with information, what does it mean?
If an organism, for example, needs air or water or environmental conditions to sustain it, that information comes in. If it ignores information that maybe is not useful for it, it will not use it, for example. But companies, organizations, political ideologies are based often on the ignoring of information, which makes them directly unstable, unsustainable, and we cannot predict the outcome because the outcomes will be something that they cannot control anymore.
So you've also mentioned borders with natural functionality. So what does this mean? Can you talk us through this a little bit more also?
Well, the natural boundaries of functionality are let's say, see the picture of the feedback loops, maybe you can put it on. You see the environmental boundary, yeah? Information that goes out of the environmental boundary, which is not just the environment in the climate or something, but the environment of society, cannot be sustained if you go outside of the limits, the boundaries of the environment. For example, when you are producing a potential harmful product that eventually will harm society, will harm the environment, it cannot be sustained because you need to be staying within these boundaries all the time, using the feedback, as we see on the screen, positive, negative feedback, to enable to find and stay within the equilibrium between order and disorder. This is physics, this is mathematics.
And I think the fundamental question is, why is this so compulsory for organizations? Why is it so beneficial?
If we keep on going outside of these boundaries of functionality, we are creating non-linear and linear effects we cannot control. This means that chaos, as we see in the world, happens. We have the World Economic Forum Global Risks Report every year. These are the results of trying to operate beyond those boundaries. So within the boundaries, we can sustain ourselves, and it assures that companies who are operating within those boundaries have a long-term, let's say, potential longevity compared to others who do not have that. So it is, again, a reassurance that the operations within these boundaries will have continuity and sustainability.
Great, well thank you so much for coming in today and to share your insights with us. It was a pleasure to have you in the studios.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, that's all from us here in the Geneva studios, but if you did like this interview, then please do like and comment on dukascopy.tv.